OTAs are going so far?
It's going good. The guys are working every day. Every day is a new theme. We've installed a good bit of our defense, so the guys are digesting at a good pace so far.
Derek, what's like the balance when you're the defensive coordinator, but the head coach is also the defensive-minded, defensive play-calling guy? What's the balance there between you two?
Well, my job is to make sure the defense is doing things the right way. On the grass, off the grass. Make sure everything is in place for Coach Staley to do his job at a high level. So as a staff, we do that as a collective.
Is that like kind of a rhythm or a dance, so to speak, that you have to learn, or is that just kind of come naturally?
Not really. I've known Coach for a while. We've been here this is going to year 3, so we kind of know, what he wants and how he likes things. So it's been a natural progression.
From this role that you're in now to where you were before, what is the biggest thing that this defense needs to do to get better, to get in that top 5, top 10, in the entire league?
Well, just take it day by day, one day at a time. Keep the main things the main thing, blocking, tackling, take away. Don't get ahead of ourselves. Work on the fundamentals of your position. Make sure your unit is together collectively, and just do it one day at a time.
Are there any differences in how you and Brandon bounce things off each other or run meetings compared to maybe the first couple years when it was Brandon and Ronaldo?
No, a lot of same as. Coach Hill did a really good job. And my job is to continue that, with Coach Staley to make sure he has everything in place to deliver the message and the installs to the defense.
Seen quite a bit of Ja at Star so far this spring. Just how is he performing there, and what sort of excites you about him as he takes this next step into year 2?
Well, Jaws, he's mature past his age. He's a very quiet kid. He's very observant, understands big picture. He's working hard, just like the other stars are working hard. That's going to be an interesting battle once we get to camp.
You seem very even keel when you talk to us, but your players describe you as very high energy. Is that how you would describe yourself when you're in the meeting rooms or on the field with them?
Well, again, you got to read the climate of the day. And whatever those guys need me to be, that's what I'll be. When we have a not so great day, then I need to pump a little more energy into them. And when the players have that energy, then we need to kind of take a step back. So there's an even ground there.
Just going back to Ja, the way he played in that Miami game last year, how much did that influence sort of how you guys built this thing this year, knowing that if he's put in that position at Star against what was then like the best offense in football, that he can sort of hold his own in there?
Well, I think it's a lot of credit to him, to come in a primetime game like that against a high octane, offense, and he came in and held his own, very well. So, obviously, we got a lot of things we got to work on, especially at the nickel spot to get some consistency there to moving forward. So, but he's definitely done a really good job so far.
He had a big role last year, and he's been improving every year that he's been here. What have you kind of noticed from him so far, especially with the possible bigger role?
Well, just leadership. Lowe's been a guy here. He's going to year 4. He's very calm, very coachable, understands, why you're correcting him or why he did things a certain way. So he's been very calm. He's been very even keel going into year 3 for us.
We saw Dayon come up with an interception today. Just what's jumped out to you working with him here over this first month since he's been drafted?
Well, he's getting a lot of reps out there, by injuries. Some guys are hurt, but he stepped right in and been a young guy. You wouldn't know it because he's jumped in there and grabbed the bull by the horn. He's really working hard, on and off the field. He's staying late. He's coming early. So he's really putting the time in to learn this craft.
Besides the overall X's and O's and handling the entire defensive scheme now, how have you had to change going from your previous position to this now?
Not much. I think that's one of the reasons Coach trusted me with this leadership role, because I am myself. He wants me to be myself. He encourages that, to do things the way we see it and making sure we lead the right way. And every day is a different day. So you got to come in here and reset and be what those guys need you to be every day.
Anything surprised you about Eric Kendricks? You've gotten to know him about a couple of months.
Another guy that's provided a lot of leadership. He's calm out there. He's played a lot of football. He's good for the room, the LB room. Coach Howard, Coach Heastan, they all have taken a liking to him, and he's done a really good job, kind of running the green dot in there.
What would you like to see from your group next week at mandatory camp?
A lot of same as, take it one day at a time. We got to get through Friday, make sure we finish the OTAs the right way. And then once we get into mandatory mini camp, there'll be some different people out there that we got to cover. So it'll be a really good challenge for us, to finish this thing off going into August.
Do you notice any difference in Joey this OTA since he says he's finally healthy and able to move around?
Well, I'll tell you, man, I got a lot of credit for the front. Our front 4, 5, 6 guys that are working up there. Those guys go kind of over to their side and they kind of work nonstop, the whole practice. and the amount of fundamentals that those guys are getting, man, it's incredible. So my hat's off to them, how they're working. When the DBs are doing 7-on-7, they're constantly working on fundamentals, and Joey's been right in the middle of that. You know, working on his hands, working on his block protection, doing a really good job with his drops. You know, so that whole group, you know, with Chris Rump, Khalil, you know, all those guys, you know, Thule. I mean, those guys doing a really good job of developing their craft.
You decide whether you're going to be in the booth or downstairs this year?
No, we hadn't gotten that far yet. You know, we're trying to get through tomorrow and then get to Friday, and then those things will kind of, you know, present themselves as we go.
Asante was talking about your energy. Is that the same exact energy you've had previously, or is it at a different level now since you're running the show defensively?
No, I mean, because players can feel if you're being somebody you're not, you know, so I just try to come in here and be myself. Different players need different things, and Zont's a high energy guy, you know, so I pump that energy in him, he pumps it back into me, and that kind of affects everybody out there. So, you know, we like to be ourselves, not trying to be anybody we're not.